One of the most significant events in the history of the United States occurred when our country's unity was in jeopardy, when the southern states threatened to break free from the North. The Civil War raged on for 4 years, and in the end, a stronger, unified country emerged. But words have never been able to bring to life the heartbreak and angst of Civil War America, until now. Civil War reenactment enables people today to walk in the footsteps left by the men and women who sacrificed their lives to ensure the unity of our country. Meet the special members of the 23rd Pennsylvania.
My name is William Ewell. I am the Second Sergeant of the 23rd Pennsylvania.
My name is Darlene Ewell, and I'm a Lady of Philadelphia.
I'm Private Jack Lauer, 23rd Pennsylvania.
Quartermaster Sergeant Andrew Ewell.
A Civil War reenactor's day does not consist of just a few hours in battle. From sunrise to sunset, a reenactor's day is a flurry of activity.
We get up usually at sunrise or before. The ladies that take care of the fire are already up most of the time.
We get up about 5 o'clock in the morning. We have to start the fires to get them going so the stove can get hot to make breakfast. We'll have breakfast around 7:30, 8 o'clock.
And then we go out for battle. Lots of times there'll be a drill time during that where you're going over your different marches and so on. You come back, you have your lunch.
Most of the time, after we get done cooking lunch, preparing lunch, we clean up. We have a little bit of downtime and are able just to talk or whatever.
You can clean your gun and sit down for a little while and rest and take a nap if you need to. And it's pretty laborious in what we end up doing in a battle. A lot of marching, and it's not easy. They open up the camps to the public, and that's, again, this is when they come in and learn. We try to keep the camp as period correct as possible, meaning that you don't have your modern conveniences. And of course, they'll ask different questions of, you know, is this what they slept in? Is this how they lived? And you try to enlighten them or educate them into how the men lived on a daily basis.
You actually get to see guys fighting. They get up as close as 50 yards away from cannons, from us firing, from cavalry.
And then in the evening, usually you have another battle.
And they'll have different time periods.
Tacticals.
Tacticals, skirmishes. Tacticals, you go out and it's basically hide and seek, if you want to say.
The battles are more fixed, you know, you're going to lose today, they're going to win today. It's actual battle.
But tacticals is you go out, your little companies or your little skirmish people, your main objective is to outflank and outplay, basically, and outlast the South.
When you're reenacting and the day's done, you don't have TV, which is nice. You don't have radio. You might have somebody playing period music.
When we're reenacting, yeah, it's serious. You got to be serious. But when we're in camp, it's nothing close to serious.
For everyone involved on the battlefields, the most fulfilling part of reenactment comes after the gunpowder settles, when the bonds forged in battle are made even stronger.
It's just basically your alone time with the buddies that you make in the group, and it's just a time that you just have a lot of fun out there.
The 23rd is a family. You know, we're all reenactors, but we're closer to our family of the people in the 23rd than we are to, in some cases, our blood family.
Everybody depends on everybody else, so it just becomes a family feel.
Family to me is a pretty strong word, but we use it as a likeness because there really is no other word that really fits.
It's not like friends, it's not like acquaintances.
We do and share things together that, you know, other people don't, you know, get to do. Was that Waynesboro that it was late at night and gravity had forced my pants to the ground and...
Yeah, it wasn't night though. It was broad daylight and you're gonna go do that to the general.
Civil War reenactment mixes fun, learning, and family in a unique way. But for some, it's more than ghost stories by a campfire. Some reenactors believe it is their duty to pay homage to our country's ancestors.
When that gets involved in a hobby, I think what it does is it gives them the answers that they look for.
Meet Frank Marone, founder of the 23rd Pennsylvania, who created this regiment in 2002 to bring together those who shared his passion for war reenactment.
You find reenactors from all walks of life: police officers, truck drivers, college students, kids that are still growing up under their parents' roof, retirees, Secret Servicemen. This hobby brings a lot of personal satisfaction. What I get out of the hobby is I get a personal satisfaction that I am walking in the footsteps of men who went 140 years before me. And even though I'll never get to the exact spot and in the exact situation, I can kind of relive that time period, that period of simplicity.
The descendants of the Civil War appreciate the honor bestowed upon their ancestors from the spectators and the reenactors.
We at the 23rd Pennsylvania get an amazing response from descendants of soldiers who were in the 23rd Pennsylvania. Many times these descendants have come up there to watch us. They've been in tears. I get emails and phone calls and letters that say thank you, and thank all your men who were in the unit for doing this.
History books are filled with misconceived notions about the Civil War. Reenactors feel it is their duty to teach the public what the books are not saying.
The American Civil War is probably the first misunderstood war, simply because there is no one that lives today that was alive back then. There's been a lot of misconceptions. There's been a lot of things taught in schools and universities that are more politically driven, one of them being the fact that the Civil War was over slavery. It's much more important to live the Civil War through these reenactments than it would be to read them in a book. There's a difference between dry text in a book and then actually standing at a place in Gettysburg, on or near the battlefield where these events actually took place. It's so much more, it comes so much more alive to you being there. You are there. You are holding the exact replica weapon. You are wearing the actual uniform and not just reading about that uniform. And until you have done that, you really don't understand. You really can't understand what this war and this time period were all about. And that's the simple reason that you can find across this country 45,000 people who this day are considered Civil War reenactors, and why they will give out of their time and their vacations, even family time, doing this hobby, because it's something they can do with their families. And so it is part of a vacation, yet they're getting a reward out of it.
Indeed, the Civil War pitted brother against brother, family against family. But for the reenactors, it has brought a new family. People from all walks of life bound by a common love for history, for our country, and for our freedom.